How's it going, guys? I'm Jared and welcome back to Trash Classics. Now, some of you may remember me covering E7 in my top 5 games to cure Zelda addiction video, but I've always wanted to delve a little deeper into this game. I feel like both my equipment and my ability to express myself have come a long way since then, so maybe now I can give this game a proper review and the attention it deserves. From the very beginning, E7 has some pretty big shoes to fill. Being a part of a long-running series famous for its quality can usually drive a developer to creating a cookie-cutter duplicate, but luckily that's not what Nihon Falcom did. In E7 you play a series-long protagonist Adol Kristen and his companion Dogi, who have just arrived on the island of Altago. After not even an hour of being on this new land, the pair get themselves into trouble when trying to save 2 young girls from being harassed by the city's dragon knights. After being thrown in jail, the two are given a pardon if they agree to investigate strange natural disasters and a deadly disease outbreak that has plagued the island recently. This is where the game takes off, and Adol finds himself on a quest to visit 5 shrines dedicated to 5 holy dragons in order to save the island from certain doom. While this is a kind of boilerplate premise, the game's unique characters and well-written dialogue make it easy to get into and fun to unravel. There's also a well-thought-out balance in the game between character interactions, story events, and combat. Each dungeon may include story delivery and character dialogue so that you never feel bogged down by the game's combat or swamped in a deep and complicated story. And if you're worrying about jumping headfirst into a series that's already 7 games deep, rest assured, this is its own contained title requiring no previous knowledge of the games that came before it. But for those of you who are familiar with Ys lore, there are a couple of nods to the past and cameos to discover. Now, if tried and true storytelling isn't for you, maybe some fast-paced action RPG combat will be more your speed. Following in the shoes of its predecessor E6 Ark of Napishtim, 7 strays away from the top-down, bump into things till they're dead style of gameplay that used to define the series. In 7, fast, frantic, hack-and-slash gameplay is the order of the day, and it's served up with a side of buttery smooth controls. Attacking enemies feels just right, which is good because that's what you'll be doing for the majority of the game. It seems like an equal amount of attention has also been given to mobility. On top of your character's substantially fast movement speed, you have a dash move that can be used to quickly evade enemy attacks, or just to speed up navigating the world. This dash roll can be insanely useful and gives fights a very quick and skilled feeling. But casual gamers beware, while it may look like 7's action is a mindless button-mashing affair, a barrage of attacks aren't always going to be enough to defeat your opponent. Some monsters can only be hurt by specific attacks from other members of your party, so you're given the ability to switch characters on the fly. Each member's controls are essentially the same, but their attacks differ, like Dogi having slower and more powerful punches, and Aisha's quick, long-range arrows. You'll also be happy to know that being designed around the impressive but ultimately limited capabilities of the PSP did not hinder E7 in the slightest. From both the design and technical point of view, the game is beautiful. Even though the characters may be more super deformed than photorealistic, I think it's the best Adol has looked in the entire series. However, the praise isn't limited to the main character. Everyone in the game is wonderfully designed and expertly modeled. This includes the anime artwork that accompanies dialogue boxes, which is sharp, polished, and really fits the game's style. While nicely rendered characters and great looking artwork is important, I would say E7's environments are the real showstopper here. Every area from its densely populated villages to the game's amazing dungeons and overworld look breathtaking. Each area is vast, colorful, and fun as hell to navigate, and there's also a nice variation between dungeons. Since I spent such a huge chunk of my time in these areas, I was happy to see each one looking strikingly different. Each new dungeon has a totally different feel from the last, and some of them combine with their music to make an oddly ambient experience. You can find 7 on the PlayStation Network for $14.99, and a physical copy might run you a little over $20 on eBay, and for a game this fun, I would say that's a small price to pay. E7 is a huge adventure that will have you marveling at the fact that it's a portable title. Its amazing graphics, fun gameplay, and expansive feel elevates it above its peers and guarantees its spot as a trashed classic. Hey, thanks for checking out another episode of Trash Classics, guys. If you know of any underrated PSP titles, let me know in the comments. I'm looking to expand my collection. And if you're looking for a couple more reasons not to like me, you can take a look at my top 5 games to cure Zelda addiction right here. It's one of my earliest videos, so don't judge me too harshly. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, so send me a line every once in a while. It gets lonely out here on the internet.